There is disturbing news in the reports about the possible arrest of Jeremey Clarkson, but let's stop and think for a moment. Is it true? No one can say for sure, and this is worrying. There is no official information, only rumors that are rapidly spreading on social networks and news outlets, generating fear and uncertainty. But one thing is for sure. Jeremey, despite all the difficulties and obstacles, had a powerful influence on the farmers' protest. They begin to realize that they have made a fatal mistake and that the Treasury is behind all this, playing its own game. This realization causes anger and discontent, and now farmers are ready to fight for their rights.
I'm here to support the farmers. It's that simple. So they need all the help they can get, really.
But you oppose what the government's proposing?
Oh God, yes. As I've said in the past, if she'd have wanted to take out the likes of James Dyson and investment bankers and so on, she would have used a sniper's rifle. But she's used a blunderbuss and she's hit all this lot. It was, as I understand it, it was a very rushed last-minute decision. And I think, we all make mistakes in life, and I think it's time for them to say, you know what, we've cocked this one up a bit and back down. That's my view.
What we do know for sure is that, according to disturbing reports, police officers have been spotted at Clarkson's farm in Diddley Square. It seems obvious, but many questions arise. Why are they there? Does their presence mean that Clarkson has actually been arrested? We are on a knife edge balancing between rumors and reality. Some people are convinced that this is an ominous move aimed at suppressing his outspoken nature, while others simply dismiss it as a far-fetched internet story.
I haven't got a farm to pass down, but I have got a business that I've grown since I was 16 years old. So to pass that on to my child now, I'm going to get taxed on that. And actually, can he afford to take that business on? And if he has to then sell 2 tractors, for example, to pay that tax bill, is that going to be unprofitable to actually then make sure he can have a livelihood off that business?
They're so far removed from actually the business of farming and the day-to-day operation, and actually, coming back to the limit, Caleb mentions the business property relief. This isn't just a tax on farms, this is a tax on every small, medium-sized business in the country, which is, the backbone of of Britain's economy.
One thing is for sure, this is not just news, but a real sensation that cannot be ignored. True or not, it caused a storm of emotions and discussions, and this is not surprising at all. Jeremey Clarkson has always been the focus of attention and controversy, but now the situation has taken a completely different turn. The arrest of a man like him would be a real shock to everyone, and people are literally eager to find out the truth. Jeremey was not afraid to speak openly about the country's leaders, and many admire his courage and honesty. But there are also dark shadows. Starmer and Reeves have a sinister plan. They want to destroy our farmlands in order to build new towns for immigrants and install wind farms. But before they can do that, they need to get rid of the farmers who stand in their way. And that's the real problem. The lack of specific information creates incredible tension. Without facts, people begin to fill the voids with their guesses and speculations. This is exactly what is happening now. The rumors are growing, and the conversations are getting louder by the hour. We know that the police have already visited Jeremey when he opened his pub to visitors, and this only adds fuel to the fire. People are full of questions and worries, and no one can remain indifferent to this situation.
It's Harry from The Sun.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to come along and support farmers.
How do you think it's went?
Well, it's too big a crowd to have a march, so that's...
What happens next if they don't listen across the road?
Well, I've got some ideas.
Does it involve spraying some cow on the place?
No, subtler.
Subtler?
What it is, it's a fine column for perhaps next Saturday.
How many people do you reckon was out there? You could see back there?
Yeah, there's a big old crowd, but we knew there would be. A lot of farmers today, let's not forget, are on gritting duties.
Yeah.
I know 2 who weren't able to be here today because they feel obliged to clear the roads of snow.
How are you feeling? You feeling better?
No, I'm fine, relaxed. Codeine and paracetamol, I recommend it.
Is this just a misunderstanding, or is there something much more serious behind it? This question torments the minds of many, and it seems that no one can give a clear answer to it yet. If these rumors turn out to be true, an extremely important question arises. Why was Jeremey Clarkson, among all possible people, arrested? To understand this, it is necessary to recall his courageous participation in the recent protests of farmers. Clarkson was not just a bystander, he was at the very heart of the events, boldly defending their rights. Farmers across the country are fighting policies that they consider not only unfair, but also threatening their livelihoods.
Yesterday's news.
He's not just a farmer. He is a famous and wealthy TV host who could carelessly stay away while enjoying life. But instead, he resolutely rolled up his sleeves and stood up for the farmers, using his platform to loudly and boldly declare his position. He didn't just express his opinion. He put all his power and influence into it. The farmers saw in him not just support, but a real ally, a man who sincerely understands their suffering and is not afraid to openly speak out against the government, protecting their interests.
Jeremy, what's your word to the government?
Who would you replace him?
Jeremy, what's your word to the government? You're live on Sky.
Please back down. I think there's a lot more impactful things. I think farmers can do better than that. I've got some ideas.
Keep moving back, please.
Sorry, guys.
Jeremy, for farmers. Keep moving,
Sorry.
Keep moving, please, guys. Sorry. Of course we are. Sorry, guys, can we keep moving?
How bad could this be for farmers, Jeremy?
It's the end.
In a hard right, Kenny?
If you actually stop and pay attention, it's the end.
Hard right, hard right.
All right, we've got a few things to say, and I'm going to start with a bit of honesty. I lived in London 25, 30 years, and when I was here, a lot of people who live in cities and go on Twitter, I thought farmers drove around in Range Rovers.
He didn't just condemn the government, he boldly opposed it, and it made a splash. Clarkson was truly harsh in his words, especially when it came to Prime Minister Keir Starmer. He did not mince words, furiously criticizing the administration for its complete inaction in supporting farmers. This boldness attracted media attention, but also made him a target for violent attacks. When a celebrity like Clarkson openly challenges the authorities, it inevitably causes a storm of discontent and irritation. Is it enough to get yourself into trouble? If he was arrested, it is quite possible, but his active position and determination in protecting the rights of farmers clearly played a role in this confrontation.
Your figures very much differ from what the figures that the farmers are holding up in their banners today. Do you think those farmers have been gulled, maybe, by some tax-dodging millionaires who want them out there demonstrating like this?
Well, look, I support our farmers. I think it's very important we do so, and that's why we put a huge amount into. We put £5 billion into farming over the next 2 years, and food sustainability. It's hugely important.
What's going
to farmers.
on the streets? Why are they there?
Well, I think the most important thing that I can do is to engage in dialogue and be absolutely clear. For a typical case, parents wanting to pass on to their child a farm, so that's a typical case. The threshold is £3 million, and that means the vast majority, before anyone pays inheritance tax, that means the vast majority of farms will be totally unaffected by this. And it's important, I think, that I do keep restating that, because that's a very high...
A video has appeared on the internet claiming that police were spotted at the Diddley Squat farm, Clarkson's favourite corner. Although the video doesn't provide much information, it's enough to blow up social media. People are panicking and wondering, what are the police doing on the farm? And, most worryingly, has Clarkson really been arrested? Social networks are literally boiling with speculation, and this video only adds fuel to the fire. Some consider it irrefutable proof that Clarkson is in trouble, while others are skeptical about what is happening, doubting whether there is anything really unusual in the video. But isn't it strange that this video has appeared right now, so soon after the protests? It is difficult not to draw parallels between all these events, and there is a sense of tension and uncertainty in the air.
And then we got the budget. Now, I know a lot of people all across the country in all walks of life took a bit of a kick on the shin with that budget. You lot got a knee in the nuts and a hammer blow to the back of the head, because we had pickup trucks, double cab pickup trucks, being reclassified as company cars. 211% tax rise there. £50 carbon tax on a bag of fertiliser. The basic farm payments altered in such a way that we're getting a lot less than we thought we were going to get. And then there was the inheritance tax business.
Rumours are spreading at an incredible speed, like a snowball, and it's just breathtaking. Just one fragment of the video, which is rapidly spreading across the network, can turn into a whole sensational story, and the lack of clarity only fuels passions. People start filling in the gaps with their own theories, and now everyone is sure that they know what is really going on. But here's the thing. Until we get official confirmation, all this will remain just a rumble in the air. And instead of subsiding, the conversations are getting louder and more intense, and that's where the most exciting part begins. If Clarkson was indeed arrested, what could be the real reasons? Many point to Keir Starmer and his administration. Clarkson has never been shy about openly criticizing the Prime Minister, especially when it came to farmers' issues. He became a real thorn in their side, not afraid to call a spade, hypocrisy and failures. Some believe that if the arrest really happened, it could not only be a blow to Clarkson, but also a powerful signal to everyone else. Perhaps the government is trying to suppress dissent by demonstrating that even a famous man like Clarkson is not immune from the consequences. What do you think about this video? Share your thoughts in the comments.